We'll call the meeting to order. Are there any citizen or public comments tonight? Seeing none, I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. We have a consideration of the approval of the agenda.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
If I say motion passes, is that what I say?
Motion approved, yep.
Yep. All right,
You
good.
betcha, you're doing
Off
good.
a good start.
He's had it. I didn't know that. I didn't do. So. We have consideration of approval of the minutes of the December 18th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Did you
just a
guys
second.
see them to review them?
Yep.
I don't think most of us saw them, so
Yeah.
Oh, in that case.
I'd say we probably should not take action on them until we see them.
All right, let's do that.
We were just having a big discussion about the tabling and not tabling, and
So no action on the minutes tonight, and we will.
If you guys withdraw your motion in second, we should be okay.
It's not like me.
All right, so we will move on to, we will just take no action on that at this point, and we will consider that at our next meeting when we have the, everyone's had a chance to look at the minutes. Consideration of the approval of the consent calendar. Any discussion?
so moved.
Second.
No.
Clerk, call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Motion approved. Business of the mayor. I'd just like to say it's a honor to start my term as mayor tonight, and I'm looking forward to the next 4 years of doing this job. I know. I know it's been, as the Christmas song goes, I know it's been said many times, many ways, but once again, I just want to thank Jim for all of his years of service to our community. I know Jim put in a lot of time that people didn't realize, and it was all for the good and the betterment of Charles City. So once again, just want to thank Jim for all of his years of serving in this position. We do have some council appointments. I think those are in your packet. And if you want to kind of look through that and see if there's anything that you desire not to be on or desire to continue to be on, and we'd like to kind of get that taken care of this evening.
As I previously discussed, if there's anyone that does want on the broadband, I was only able to make maybe a handful of meetings this last year due to scheduling. So they usually have them at times. It just doesn't seem to work for me. If anyone wants, I'd be more than happy to trade, but I'd rather have us to get a better representation than I've been providing as of this last year for them.
And I do think going forward this year, that will be an important committee to have some representation,
Absolutely.
because they're really getting into some things right now.
Yep, that's absolutely right. And typically, I think it's usually like a 4:30 start time a lot of times on a Wednesday or Thursday, somewhere in there. Meetings, hour and a half, 2 hours at most. But it's probably, like the mayor said, it's going to be ramping up even more so as we move towards this fiber to the home project.
Otherwise, until then, I'll continue to try to make it as many as I can.
Does anyone else have interest in that position, or?
Well, I'm already on it, but I've been making, I don't think I've missed too many this year.
Does anyone else have any comments on any of the other positions that you're currently listed as, or that you would like to? I'll assume that if you don't say anything, you are in favor of continuing on as listed. If anybody has any other comments or would like to change positions. So do we do the one for Jim separate from this?
Yeah, let's do that one separate.
So do we need a motion to approve all of these positions? So if
Yeah, let's do that.
someone would like to make a motion to approve the council appointments as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call the roll.
Blow my nose. Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager. Thank you, Jerry.
We did have one other appointment that we wanted to make tonight, if the council approves, would be for Jim Erb to continue on the North Iowa Community Action Board. Jim has been on that before. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mayor position, and Jim would like to continue in that position. So if someone would like to make a motion or to allow Jim to continue on the Community Action Board.
I'd be proud to move to have Jim on that board.
Second.
Second, any further discussion?
Can we add on something in other committees as assigned? And just kind of keep putting them out there for him? I'm just kidding.
Well, they do have
We're-
to go, they have to go through it. He and Dean have to sit down.
There probably will be many others as assigned as we go, as we move along, but this was the of importance tonight, or what's the word, timely
Yeah.
tonight, so.
Yeah, because they're meeting this week, I think, to do budget, so.
So, want to call the roll for that?
You bet. Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager. Friesman.
Aye.
Motion approved. Move on to our ordinances and resolutions. We want to consider Resolution 118, setting the hearing and letting dates for the Charlie Western Trail Bridge demolition. John, discussion?
Yes, well, this resolution approves the preliminary plans and specifications for the Charlie Western Trail Bridge demolition project. It also sets January 29th at 2 p.m. as the date and time for the project letting. It also sets February 5th at 6 p.m. as the date and time for the public hearing on the project. Calhoun Burns and Associates, they've prepared plans and specifications for the demolition of the bridge. The project will include taking down the bridge arches, removing the abutments and the piers to at least 1 foot below grade and stream bed elevations. The earth and fill and the demolished concrete will be removed, as well as about 50 feet of the trail on either side of the bridge leading up to the bridge. About 50 feet of the trail will be removed and graded and barriers placed until a new bridge is constructed. So we would recommend approval of Resolution 1-18, setting the letting and hearing dates for the project, as well as authorizing the clerk to publish the public notice.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion for?
What's the estimated cost of that, John?
Well, right now it's about $400,000.
Okay.
Further discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Motion approved. Consider Resolution 218, setting the hearing and letting dates for the First Avenue Bridge Improvement Project. John, you're on again, I guess.
Yeah, so this is our second bridge project. This resolution approves the preliminary plans and specifications for the First Avenue Bridge Improvement Project. It sets January 29th at 2 p.m. as the date and time for the project letting, as well as February 5th at 6 p.m. as the date for the public hearing on the project. Calhoun Burns, they've prepared plans and specifications for improvements to the First Avenue Bridge. This bridge, the bridge deck itself is starting to delaminate, and what the project will do is come in, remove failed portions of the bridge deck, as well as we'll mill out the entire bridge deck and put in a new bridge deck, sealing the surface and keeping water out of the structure. It'll also include placing a barrier rail between the traffic and the sidewalk. If you recall, we just constructed that new sidewalk up along the north side of First Avenue. And what we'll do is put up a barrier rail between the traffic lane and the bridge sidewalk section. And the old railing on the north side of the bridge will be removed, and a 5-foot high chain link fence will be put in. This will be much like what was done about 10 years ago on the Branningham Bridge. So we would recommend approval of Resolution 2-18, setting the letting and hearing dates for the project, as well as authorizing the clerk to publish the public notice.
Any Questions?
Excuse me.
Yep, done.
Will that street be closed during that period of time?
It will be closed, and this will be done during summer, so it won't affect school traffic. So that's part of the requirements of the project. It'll be done during the summertime.
And again, what was the cost of this project, John?
The estimate right now is $270,000.
Okay, that'll come from
Well, most likely it'll come from road use tax.
road use tax?
Yeah.
I'd so move.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call the roll.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Motion approved. Next is consideration of Resolution 318, setting the hearing and letting dates for the 2018 sanitary sewer lining project. John again?
Well, this resolution approves the preliminary plans and specifications for the 2018 sanitary sewer lining project. The letting for this project will be on February 1st at 2 p.m. and the hearing on the project will be held at 6 p.m. on February 5th. Now, this is an annual project we have. This year's sanitary sewer lining project just continues the program that we have in place, where we actually, through a lining process, we basically are putting in a new pipe within the existing pipe, and it seals the pipe to keep groundwater from getting into the sanitary sewer system. This year's project will involve lining approximately 8,000 lineal feet, and all this is in the north area of the city. It's actually on 16th Avenue and north of 16th Avenue on both sides of North Grand. So we'd recommend approval of Resolution 3-18, setting the letting and hearing dates and authorizing the city clerk to publish the public notice.
Will that pretty well take care of that whole area up there, John? All the way to the north end of town then?
Yes, except there's a few more blocks up there, but I mean otherwise then basically that whole area's been taken care of.
Have we done 15th Avenue? Is that still?
That was just that was just last year's. I mean,
That
well,
was
this
last year.
2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
So move.
Second.
Any further discussion, if anyone? If not, clerk can call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Motion approved. Consider Resolution 418, accepting Rolfing Street Water Main Replacement Project and authorizing the final payment. John?
Well, Pop Excavating, they've completed the Rolfing Street Water Main Replacement Project. Now, this project replaced the existing 8-inch water main along Rolfing Street that had multiple main breaks, as well as Rolfing Street actually had two water mains, an 8-inch and a 4-inch. The 4-inch served the north side of the street, and the 8-inch served the south side of the street. And we're also trying to get rid of all the old transite water mains that we have in the city. We replaced about almost 1,200 lineal feet of water main between First Avenue and Salisbury Avenue. The project did include new main, valves, hydrants, and service lines up to the curb box. The work was completed at a total cost of $189,559.54. This was about $3,000 less than the original bid of $192,725. So we would recommend approval of Resolution number 4-18, accepting the Rolfing Street Water Main Replacement Project and authorizing final payment to Pop Excavating.
Other questions for John?
I might add, living in that neighborhood, they did a very nice job as far as traffic and keeping things orderly and controlled. I forget who the contractor was, but they did a very nice job.
Yeah, Pop Excavating.
Yeah. That's a
Motion?
Move.
Second.
Any further discussion? Not, clerk, call the roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Resolution 418 is approved. Next, consider Resolution 518, accepting the Glenwood Road Drainage Project and authorizing final payment.
Well, the Glenwood Road Drainage Project was also a project completed by Pop Excavating. This project was on Glenwood Road, just west of Hillside Drive, and this is where that stream, it's an unnamed tributary, flows underneath the street, and we have a concrete box culvert there, and we've been experiencing stream bank erosion as well as undermining of the box culvert itself. And what this project did, we installed some gabion basket wall along the westerly stream bank, as well as revetment stone along the easterly stream bank, and we put in large revetment stone in the stream channel itself to stop this undermining of the box culvert and stream bank erosion. Now, the project actually came in under the bid price by about $1,100. Total cost of the project, $28,223.40, which was less than the original bid price of $29,350. So we'd recommend approval of resolution number 5-18, accepting the Glenwood Road Drainage Project and authorizing final payment to Pop Excavating.
Didn't even catch that.
Any discussion or questions?
We'll find out if it works next spring, huh?
No.
Yeah.
I'd so move.
Second.
Further discussion? Clerk can call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Resolution 518 is approved. Any miscellaneous correspondence tonight?
None, Your Honor.
City Attorney's report,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
City Clerk's report.
Oh, I always have something to say. January 10th, next Wednesday, will be our first budget meeting. It will be held at 4:30. We may also have another item or two, because that's kind of our normally scheduled planning session. So, but other than that, we'll definitely be talking budget. And you have a schedule in front of you. I listed everything out on there, what we're talking about when. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what we're looking at, all those important dates. So.
Thank you. City Administrator's report.
Yeah, just with the cold weather that we've been having, we talked to our water department this morning just to kind of see where our water temperatures at in the mains, and we're at about 43 degrees in some of our coldest parts of the mains. Typically, when we get to 40 degrees, that's when we start contacting our people that have shallow either mains or shallow service lines to start running their water a little bit, and we then estimate their bill based on previous usage. So we're getting close to that 40-degree temperature, and so that's just something we need to keep in mind going forward here. And even though the temperatures are starting to come back up, it'll still continue to get colder down below. Wastewater treatment plant progress. Right now we're working with Terracon doing soil borings out there. So they're digging holes and hopefully finding nothing. That's what we want to find, is nothing out there for the plant expansion. And they're doing well with that. They just have an area where a water main comes in that they're trying to identify where exactly that is so they don't drill through it. So we're working on that detail. Broadband Commission, they're going to be meeting next Tuesday, I believe at 4:30, to further review the discussion on the feasibility study on the report that we got back from Lookout Point. So I anticipate it's going to be a really good discussion. It's been looking very favorable towards making a recommendation to the council about moving forward in one way, shape, or form. So I have copies of that feasibility study that I've given to Delane and Michael. If anybody else would like one, and Mayor Andrews, I think I got you one too. If anybody else would like one, I have copies. I can give them to you. I can email them to you too. It's about 70 pages, I think. But if you want to start looking through that and getting a feel for it, we're probably going to be seeing a recommendation here in the not too distant future. Garbage and recycling totes. Recycling totes, we are continuing to deliver those. The street department's been helping out with getting the recycling totes out. Gendro is going to be doing the garbage totes here in the next couple weeks as they come in. So if you have a garbage tote and recycling tote that come, pull it up to your house, put it in the garage, put it where you're going to keep it. Please do not use it. April 1st is when we'll start using them. And so I know some people have started trying to use them already, but Gendros won't pick them up yet. So just tuck them away until they all get delivered. And we'll be doing that here come April. Added goals for the goal setting list. A couple weeks ago we went over our goal setting, and before we finalize what our goal setting list is for this year, if there's anything you'd like to add to that list after we've reviewed it, I'd like us to talk about that at our next workshop this next Wednesday. So if there's anything you see on that list that needs to be on there that you want to add, let us know at that time and we can discuss it as a group, and then we'll finalize that, because we do want to get our goals on our boards and hang them in this room. That's something we talked about doing, is having our goals out in front of us so we can see that. So we want to get that list finalized and get those goals up. So be thinking of that. If you need a full copy of that goal setting report, again, let me know. And I had a follow-up on the service line program. As you recall, we were talking with the National League of Cities group and the utility service partners about offering that insurance on the service mains. I heard back from them today. If you recall, our sticking point was putting the city logo on the envelope and on the letter that goes out. They said that they would be open to allowing the separate letter of support, different from the letter that sells the program, but they do want to have the city logo on the outside envelope that gets mailed out. So, I plan on having that on the agenda again to kind of talk about, to get your feel about that. They gave on that a little bit, but on the outside letter it's going to say City of Charles City on it. So we have to see if that's something we're comfortable with. If not, we'll tell them thank you but no thanks. And and I'll have your council budget prep reports out for the next, when we meet for the next workshop, that kind of lays out some of the history of our levy rates, valuations, all that stuff I kind of put together for you. I'm hoping to get some valuation numbers by that time, but it probably won't happen. I'll have that out to you so we can start reviewing that and hit the ground running on Wednesday.
When can we expect to receive our packets for the meetings, Steve, as far as budget meetings? Day or two in advance, hopefully?
I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try and have those out to you by Monday.
I know you always try. I just was, if we can.
Half
Sorry.
hour prior is a little close.
All right.
We're shooting for Monday for next
Yeah.
week.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, the more advanced we can get, it just helps. I know you guys try hard, and sometimes things happen.
And we'll probably, Park and Rec, Library, and Public Safety, we'll try and have that all out together at the same time. So.
Okay.
So we got one Wednesday and one Thursday. So that's all I have.
Any further questions for Steve? Anything? I would just add to when you mentioned the goal setting, I've had kind of mentioned that at a workshop. So I would also like to ask the council to kind of prioritize those goals, maybe list your top 5 in order, so that we can see what the priority lists are for those different goals as we go forward to set them. So just kind of prioritize what you think is the most important thing, and maybe 1 through 5 or whatever, and then we kind of compare lists at the meeting on Wednesday. Any board, commission, or committee reports?
Your Honor, the landfill, we had a meeting this morning, but at the same time, at the meeting we had the final audit report for the year-end fiscal 9/30/17. I just got it. I'll make copies available to the council, and then we'll have it on the agenda for next meeting for the review and approval of the council. Do we have to approve that, or is we just present it?
We approve it.
We approve it.
Mm-hmm. So you usually give me the real important pages, and then that's what
I'll
we make
make
copies of.
copies.
Mm-hmm.
Any other committee or commission reports?
Just don't get in the habit of all these meetings being 25 minutes.
I was given strict instructions that they had to be less than that. So
You done good.
I've been trying to move things right along because I didn't want to get in trouble my first meeting. So that being said, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
I
Meeting adjourned.
All right.
Good job.
remembered that much anyway.
Did you? No, I had 38 seconds. I see it.